Hello guys, so welcome back to the What If channel. And I just realized that it says what it, not what if. I'm gonna change that, but I'm too lazy to change that right now. So I just realized that 3 parts into the series, and I'm now realizing that, well, technically 2 parts, but I don't understand how I'm now realizing that it says what it. I don't know. Nowadays, when I create my thumbnails for the what ifs, I check it, but I just didn't check this one, and I feel kind of stupid. So don't worry, I will not make that. Well, I actually cannot make no promises that I won't make that mistake again, because sometimes you get into a zone where you just do it, and you may make mistakes sometimes, but yeah. Nobody actually pointed it out, so that means nobody actually cared. So if you read that wrong, comment down below that you read it wrong, because I'm now realizing that. But also, like I say in every what if you got a what if you want to recommend me doing, comment down below. And I'm also going to be, like I said, I'm going to be doing that Shield Hero what if this month. So yeah, like I said, I can't keep promises because life is too short for that. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get it out. I know I'm gonna make it at least this year, but I'm gonna try to make it at least this year. But I can't promise that it's gonna come out this month. Though I hope it does. But let's hope. I just don't want this intro to be too long. So let's just get into this. What if? Okay, a quick recap of what happened last episode, because I don't want to be just quiet and you hear my AC. But really what happened last episode was Naruto, he just finished his training with Saitama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just finished the training with Saitama. Like I said, he just finished his training with Saitama. And he talked to his dad about giving Saitama the other half of the Nine Tails so he can have chakra and use it to enhance his strengths and, use jutsus. But I actually doubt that Saitama will use jutsus in this what if. I really don't know. That's Future Me's problem. But I doubt he's going to use jutsus. He may use jutsus just in case, But there's really not many people who are that strong enough to make him need to use jutsus, except for, Otsutsuki's. But even then, if they take all his chakra, it won't matter, because he's very strong. He could probably destroy the entirety of Earth if he wanted to. I mean, that's just a hypothesis. That's just my opinion. There's really no evidence that he can, but he can destroy a meteor, so, Madara can use his meteor on him if he wanted to, but it won't do nothing. He can just destroy it easily. But yeah, anyways, that's basically what happened last part. Well, not basically, but Saitama got the Nine Tails, and well, yeah, that's basically it. That's the rest of what happened last part. Naruto talked to his dad, and Saitama got the Nine Tails, and they finished training. So yeah, now they're training with Minato, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, let's actually get into the what if. Sorry for 3-second silence. It was awkward, but I just didn't know what to say, because I'm gonna pause it, so there's no point in talking while I'm about to pause it. It would just cut me off. But yeah, now we see Naruto and Saitama training with Minato to use. Yeah, actually, you know what? They're not training with Minato. They're not gonna be training with Minato. Naruto was actually, my bad. When Saitama fell asleep, he went into his mindscape. Everybody has a mindscape. Everybody. It's basically like your subconscious. Everybody has it. So when Saitama went into his mindscape, he saw the good half of Kurama, which is a female. There is no ships. There's no ships. But it's just the good side of Kurama, which, happens to be a female. But it really won't change anything. Sorry if you guys couldn't hear me that much. I was just moving my recording device around, my tablet. So yeah, probably why you couldn't hear me that much. But like you said, he met Kurama, the good half. And they spoke, they talked. And she's lending Saitama some of her power. Well, all of her power that she can, lend him. Now, Saitama can handle all the Nine-Tails power. Like I said, it's nothing to him. Technically, he doesn't have a chakra system. Since he wasn't born, in the Naruto world, he doesn't have a chakra system. He's not a descendant of Hagoromo. And everybody is the descendant of Hagoromo, which is why most people can use chakra. Now, since he's not from that world, Kurama, good half, Kurama has to let him use some chakra. Sorry about that noise in the background. Here's my sister talking to someone. But, like I said, Kurama is lending Saitama some of her power so he can enhance his skills and stuff. And Saitama's like, nah, I won't need that. I only use it in a very, very useful situation. But for now, I won't need it. And Kurama, I'm gonna just call it the good half of Kurama. Just to switch it up a little bit. But Kurama, yes. It doesn't sound as good as Kurama, but Kurama is like, are you sure? And Saitama's like, you want me to show you that I'm stronger than you? Do you need proof that I don't need your power? I mean, it should be enough proof to you that I was easily able to destroy, someone who defeated someone who you call very strong in your world. And Kurama's like, that Jiraiya, he is strong, but compared to me, he was nothing. And Saitama was like, so I have to prove my strength to you? And Kurama was like, well, if you don't want my power, you don't need it. But don't come crying to me when you do. And Saitama was like, don't worry, I won't be crying, but you will be crying to lend me your power. And Kurama was like, huh. I never thought of you to be that type of person. And Saitama was like, what type of person? Arrogant. And Saitama was like, I'm not arrogant. I just know my strength. And I know that I'm strong. I could probably destroy your planet. Not to brag, but I probably could destroy your planet with just brute force if I wanted to. And I don't think you could. Even with the full force of your power, I don't think you could. And Kurama was like, yeah, even if I did have all of my power, I couldn't destroy the entire planet. Maybe a couple mountains, but not the entire planet. I guess you are stronger than me. Saitama was like, well, I guess I will just have to prove it to you, but not right now. I have to train your other half's Jinchuriki. Well, actually, I finished training him, but I have to talk to him about some things, and, we gotta go to Konoha, so he can become a Chunin and do his thing. And I can make some money and buy all the good food. And Kurama was like, yeah, well, you go do your thing and you'll teach your students or do whatever you gotta do. I'm not here to bother you. I won't even try. No doubt that if I had a physical body, you could probably destroy me. Though I am made out of chakra, so that won't work. But I doubt I could destroy you. So, I won't talk. And Saitama was like, I respect you, Kurama. Well, he doesn't say Kurama, but he's like, I respect you, Nine-Tails. Because you have 9 tails in the back end. Oh yeah. And Kurama was like, so we go by attributes, huh? Well, I like you, Cape Baldy. And Saitama just has this angry face. He's like, never mind. What's your name? I don't want to go by characteristics anymore. And Kurama's like, huh? Oh, my name is. Well, if I had my other half, I would be called Kurama, but since it's the good version of me, and you can call me Kuramo. And Saitama's like, Kuramo. Yeah, I'm gonna just call you Nine Tails. How about that? And Kurama's like, okay, then I'm gonna call you Kate Baldy. And Saitama's like, huh. If you somehow find a way to get out of my Jinchuriki, well, not my Jinchuriki, but out of my students, and you find a way to get out of me, pause, and you come together to make your full power, I will destroy you, Kurama. Kuramo, Saitama. And Saitama's like, how do you know my name? I didn't even say it yet. And Kurama was like, well, I was still inside of Minato. And Saitama was like, pause. And Kurama just chuckles. He's like, huh. You really like saying pause a lot. And Saitama was like, well, that's because you said something a little bit sus. Yeah, Kuramo did say something a little bit sus. You know, but yeah. I'm just gonna pause here for a second. I get you guys probably didn't realize that I just paused. Well, you guys do know that I paused because I said let me pause. But my mind was just, like I said, it's just empty. I love doing what ifs, but sometimes I just get distracted. And I think about other things when I shouldn't be. But yeah. After Saitama and Kuramo's conversation, he got his mindscape and he told Naruto about his conversation with Kuramo. And Naruto's like, huh, so you finally met your Biju. Oh, what would you call her? Your prisoner? And Saitama's like, she's my prisoner, isn't she? And he's like, yeah, you can also mold your mindscape into whatever you want to mold your mindscape into. And also, your Biju or prisoner can hear whatever you say and can feel whatever you feel. And see whatever you see, as they're connected to you because of the seal. Saitama was like, huh, so that's probably how she figured out my name. She did say because she was inside Minato. Pause. But I didn't know what that means. I guess it meant because she was, what's that called? Sealed? Yes, sealed, using seals. Also known as, I forgot what it's called. It's not ninjutsu. That's the cool spells we guys. What you guys call spells. What's it called? It's called Fuinjutsu. Jiraiya Sensei was gonna teach me it, but you know, RP that legend. And Saitama was like, don't bring that up. It happens. It was a mistake. That, you know, it was a mistake. It happened. Don't bring it up. And I was just like, yeah, it was. But it's called Fuinjutsu. And it originated from my clan, the Uzumaki clan. The Saitama was like, how do you know about all of this? Oh yeah, I went to the whole village. Your clan's village. That's where we found out everything. And now it's like, do you have that bad of a memory? We just left from there like a week ago. And we were there for 3 years straight. How do you forget what we did there already? How do you forget what it was about already? And Saitama was like, well, because it was not that important to me. You know, it's, well, it was important to me. It's my clan. Back when I was younger, I didn't even know I was part of a clan. Now I do. Now I know that I was part of one of the greatest, strongest clans ever. And that if they weren't ambushed, they would be a force to be reckoned with. Probably one of the strongest villages. Probably even the strongest village. Just because simply of how much chakra and how good they are with seals. And plus as a plus, they can use chakra change, which can put even Biju into submission. Even the strongest of the Biju into submission. Even if it's at its full power, it can put it into submission if they're strong enough. And that just goes to show how great my clan could have been if they weren't destroyed in ambush. Though I wonder how those villagers that destroyed my clan found out about where they were. Only Konoha knew where they were. Did Konoha betray them? No way, they wouldn't do that. I mean, they wouldn't they? It's like someone's like, come on, we can't be talking about this right now. We gotta talk to your father. And I was like, oh yeah, I can ask him about it. Now, Naruto goes to ask Minato about, the clan's destruction and all that. And Minato's like, well, it happened back when me and your mother were young kids, so I really don't remember what happened all that well. I mean, your mom does, as it was her clan, and I remember a bit about it since, she was important to me, and what's important to her is important to me. But I didn't remember too much about it. It happened a long time ago, like 30 years ago. And 13 years of those 30 years, well, actually it's like 33 years. And 13 years of those 33 years, I was inside of some random Shinigami stomach. So, I couldn't really catch up on things, and I didn't really get to study about what happened too much, as I had other things to do, like being Hokage and stuff. And it just really didn't come across my mind. Sorry. And I was like, don't worry. I just want to wonder how those villagers knew. Only Konoha knew where they were. But they wouldn't betray their Jinchuriki's village, would they? I mean, they were allies with that village. Big allies. To the point where they would get their Biju sealed into those persons, villagers and stuff. They were on a non-attack basis, a friendly basis. Konoha wouldn't betray, right? And I was like, well, I love Konoha and all. I love it maybe even a little bit more than your mom. But even I have to admit that Konoha probably would do something like that if it meant that they would get more power. Though I doubt they would. I mean, that's my village and I know them well. They wouldn't do that. And I was like, well, they tortured me for most of my life. What makes you so sure that they wouldn't betray the Whirlpool village just for power? Huh? I guess you don't know your village as well as you think you do, Dad. Because I'm pretty sure they would do that if it meant that they get more power. I mean, they abused me for my entire life, for no reason. I'm really sure that Konoha didn't do it, Dad. Because there's so much evidence pointing to that they did. And I don't want to believe it. I love Konoha. I want to become Hokage. But if they really did that, then I don't think that they're worthy of me. I mean, I was like, I love you, son, but I love Konoha way more. I mean, now it's just like, wow, that was just blunt. And Texan's like, yeah, very straightforward. And that was just a little bit mean, I guess. I mean, you just told your own son that you loved some random village more than you love him. I mean, that's your son. Like, how you love some random village more? And I was like, but can I continue, Saitama? And Saitama was like, yeah, go ahead, fourth Hokage. And I was like, okay, like I said, I love that village a little bit more than I love you, son. I mean, I didn't even get to spend much time with you. Do you really expect that I would have a big connection with you? I didn't even get to see you grow up. I didn't get to see what those villagers did to you. For all I know, you could be lying. And Naruto will be like, why would I be lying about what they did to me? Huh? You really think I would need training from Jiraiya if they didn't abuse me? If they didn't neglect me? Even third Hokage did barely nothing. He gave me a 4-year-old an apartment. At 4. Abandoned me. allowed me to get abused, did nothing because he was worried about losing his seat as Hokage. What a puny village. And you're disgusting. I'm disgusted to be your son. You won't believe me. And you would tell me straight to my face that you love some random village who would abuse some random little kid just because their family died. You trust them more than you trust me, your own son. And I'm disgusted to be called your son. I'm disgusted to even have your blood in my body. I don't consider you my son. I don't consider you my father. No more contact between us, Dad. You know what? There's no point in calling you Dad. You're not my father. If you're my father, I want to be talking to you like this right now, would I? Minato, you can leave. I don't need you anymore. I mean, I was like, okay. But like I said, son, don't get revenge on them just because of what they did to you. And now it's like, you don't know what they've done to me. Now leave before I make you leave. You know what? I ain't making you leave. But don't make me have to resort to violence. You don't wanna know what I would do to you if I had to resort to violence, father. I mean, Minato. And I was like, fine. But don't tell me that don't come crying to me saying that they didn't betray the Wolverine village. And I was like, they probably did. You, deep down, know that they probably did. You just won't admit. Because there's nothing, you just won't. You're sad. You're a sad, depressing little kid who was an orphan. But at least you were loved. At least you had people who cared for you. At least you were trained by people who cared for you. I doubted Jiraiya even cared for me. I bet you he was training me just to fulfill some strange prophecy that probably wasn't even true. And even if it was true, he was just basically using me to save the world. I don't care what happens to the world. It's not my problem if it gets destroyed. What I care about is that if I live, if my sensei lives. So if the world is threatened, well then that's threatening my sensei in my life. And that's really all I care about. Me and my sensei. Me and my sensei's saitama are the only important things to me. Sakura obviously doesn't love me. So why should I care about her? She's just a little fangirl. There's no point in simping over her. And Sasuke, I get it. He somewhat cares for me. But I know that he'll throw me away once I become useless to him. I know that he'll kill me the second he gets the chance. Same goes for Kakashi. I know that if I even dare to pee on your name, your image, just a little bit, he'll kill me just because. Why not? He abandoned me, neglected me for that stupid Uchiha he had no relations with, just in the image of his friend, who probably isn't even dead. I mean, he neglected his own sensei's son for some random Uchiha. I mean, come on. I get it. He was the only one who could train Sasuke, as they were the only ones with Sharingans in the village. But he neglects me, your sensei's son, his sensei's son, because of some. You know what? It's over with. You can leave now. I have nothing else to say to you. I must return back to Konoha. And if I find out that they dare to betray my ancestors, my clan, they're done. And I'll make sure personally that there'll be another Nine Tails attack. And I'll be the one starting it. I'll be the Nine Tails. It'll be worse. And there won't be no Minato to save the village. And then he dispels Minato. Now this video is going to be a little bit longer than my videos are now usually. it's gonna be like 40 minutes because that was, just a little bit extra. But Saitama's like, okay, so you finally done venting. And Naruto's like, yeah, I have nothing to say to that wimp, that disgusting excuse of a father. Who dares to believe some random village that I get it, he cares for, but I'm his son. He gave birth to and died for. And Saitama's like, you don't get it, do you, Naruto? And Naruto's like, what, Sensei? What is it? And Saitama's like, he didn't die for you. He died for the village. He sacrificed you for the village. Now, I'm not telling you to be a good guy. And I'm not telling you to not destroy the village. You do whatever you want. I just want some money. I just want to buy some good food. And I just want to go back home. But what I'm telling you is that, well, he probably doesn't care about you. He sacrificed your life, your happiness, for the village. And yeah, he probably wanted you to be happy, but he doesn't care that you weren't happy. I mean, look at him. He obviously doesn't care much. And I was like, what do you mean look at him? I already dispelled him. Someone's like, oh yeah, forgot. But anyways, didn't you see him? He obviously didn't care about you. He obviously didn't care about your childhood. He even thought that you were lying. Lying to his face. Because he believed that village over you. Because he doesn't care about you. He sacrificed your happiness, your kindness. Well, not your kindness, but your happiness. For that village. I mean, why do you think he would care for you? Why do you think he would believe you? If he really cared for you, he wouldn't have sacrificed you. He would have sacrificed someone else. But you were the only choice. My bad. And I was like, well, I was actually the only choice. He couldn't sacrifice anybody else. And Saitama was like, well, then why couldn't he steal the entire Nine Tails inside of him? He stealed half, why couldn't he steal the rest? It wouldn't have mattered, would it? I mean, yeah, he's not an Uzumaki, and only Uzumakis can take the Nine Tails. But still, he took half of the Nine Tails with no problem. Why couldn't he take the full Nine Tails? Because he wanted you to be a weapon for his village. He only cared for the village, not you, Naruto. Now, I don't want to put a stain on his name. I don't want to make him seem like a bad father, but if he really cared for you, then he would have taken the full Nine Tails into him, and he wouldn't take the full Nine Tails into his body, and then would have gotten sealed into the Shinigami, ridding the Nine Tails from the face of the earth for good, making it so that the village will not be threatened ever again, but so that you won't become a weapon, you won't be used for the village. So it's obvious that he only cared for the village, not for you. And I was like, yeah, well, let's just get to the village. I don't want to waste too much time. If I do find out that they did betray my clan, like I said before, they're going to be off the face of the map. And everybody who conspired with them. Now, this will be another what if. It's going to be called What If Naruto Went Back in Time. Yeah, I know. I just gave away a new what if that I'm going to be doing. But it's going to be I'm going to be doing another what if. That's going to be called What If Naruto's going to be going back in time. And, that's going to be his scheme. He's going to want to find out who betrayed his clan, But I don't want to spoil it too much, but you guys probably already know the plot. He's going to find out who did it. It's going to be a who did it series, basically. But let's get into this series, not that series. But you know what? This is going to be the end of this part. Yeah, I know that I was just talking about, Minato talking to Naruto and just, talking about who betrayed it, who did it, like who betrayed it. But that's gonna be the end for this part. And the next part of this will be coming out very soon because it was just Minato talking. It was just them talking and arguing. Sorry if you guys can hear me, but it was just them talking and arguing. So I'm gonna be releasing in the next part soon. But the next what if that come out, which is probably gonna come out Thursday maybe, is gonna be what if Naruto was Frieza's reincarnation. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, I'll see you guys Thursday. Goodbye. Well, not goodbye, but later.